Story from Parliament. Government statistician Professor Prof Annim has revealed the greatest challenge faced by enumerators and supervisors of the 2021 population and housing census in the Upper West region is their inability to get the footprints of the buildings they obtained from the satellite images. He says the officials are not able to define the buildings separate and independent, and as a result, they are unable to achieve 100% building footprints. He says the issue pertains only in the Upper West, East and Northeast regions. He made the disclosure in WA as part of his day's tour of the region. Joy News' Upper West Regional correspondent Rafiq Salam reports from WA.
Government statistician Professor Prof Annim official tour of the Upper West region first took him to the Upper West Regional Coordinating Council to meet with its Chief Director Peter M. Mala, who sat in for the Regional Minister Dr. Hafiz bin Sali. Professor Annim stated that the two objectives for the population and housing census are complete coverage and accurate data collection, and has therefore commended the team in the Upper West region for completing all the tracking and listing in the 11 municipalities and districts in the region. You however cautioned them not to be complacent in order not to miss any structure or persons.
Ahead of the census exercise, we had some benchmark data which we used to assess our complete coverage. And this is the building footprints that we obtained from satellite imagery. Understandably, in the Upper West region, in the Upper East region, and the Northeast region, we have realized that we are yet to achieve 100% of the building footprint. This is partly because of the way the imageries pick the building footprint, and also for the fact that they are not able to sort of define the buildings or the structures as separate and independent. But we don't have to just take it for granted. It's important to ensure that we are taking stock of every structure, and for that matter, every person that lives around it.
Chief Director of the Upper West Regional Coordinating Council, Peter M. Mala, assured the government statistician of the support of the Upper West Regional Coordinating Council to ensure that the exercise becomes a success.
As chairman of the RCIC, we have also carried out a number of activities. In terms of security, we have alerted the security agencies to be aware that the census is on, and any incident that may occur, we quickly will rally them around and ensure that the census is successful.
Also present at the meeting was the one mayor, Isakotairu movement.
A lot of preparations have been made. You have very solid people, a very solid team representing you in the region, who coordinated very well with the agencies concerned in this work, and then we have all contributed our part to ensure the success of this particular exercise.
Professor Annim later called on the overlord of the Wala traditional area, Nafuseni Sedi IV, and his subjects at his palace.
It is an all-inclusive activity. It is a non-discriminatory activity. And when we say it is non-discriminatory, irrespective of your religious affiliation, irrespective of your party affiliation, irrespective of your ethnic background, census is the only activity that brings all of us together, because it makes an attempt and indeed work towards hearing the voice of everyone in the farthest place or wherever we can find ourselves in the country.
One of Hussein Sidi put forth in a speech on his behalf by spokesperson Jimpena Kadri Ibrahim has some concerns which he will want the government statistician to intervene.
A number of Gonja settlers from the Savannah region settling in Kandia in the Upper West region, and particularly in the Wa East district. And for some time now, there have been attempts to annex that community to the Savannah Regional House of Chiefs, and for that matter, the Gonja Traditional Council. So His Majesty believes that census, the activities of the Ghana Statistical Service with regard to census, population and housing census, is one of the things that could rectify such anomalies.
Reporting for J News, Rafik Salam. Wow.